Talk of the Day, Unpopular Opinion. I'm your host, Uncle KG. This is Talk, where the opinion may be unpopular, but the conversation is necessary. Today, let's talk about, is your mouth bigger than your brain? Is your mouth bigger than your brain? Now, a lot of times, you know, we as people, we tend to talk a little too much without realizing. A lot of times we talk too much and we speak too soon. It's kind of like we don't really have a good understanding of the audience that we're in front of. Sometimes you got to know when to just observe the room. Sometimes you got to know when to be quiet. You got to know when to just chill out. So, if you're in a room full of people, the first thing you want to do is read that room. You got to read that room. You got to know your audience. A lot of times we just come in talking out the gate about any and everything. It don't matter what it could be, without actually doing our homework, our research on who our audience is, who might be in the room, the climate, the environment that we're in. We just go in there just out the gate, just running our mouths. Sometimes you gotta just chill. And then when you do know your audience, you have to know when to make certain adjustments. There's plenty of times I might walk in a room with something on my mind or something that I want to say to a particular person. But then when I see other people in that same room, nah, I'm gonna just hold that for later. Now it's not the time or the place for that, right? A lot of times we just get to the point where we just tell everybody our business, tell everybody our plans. Some people in that room, they want to get you off your square. They want to knock you off your position. Some people want you to display your plans moving forward, especially if you're a person of action. You're a person of your word. You're a person that get things done. You take care of business. You can't be so quick to just let everybody know your ideas or your next move. Always make your next move your best move, but that don't mean you got to tell everybody in the room. And I get it. Sometimes we might be excited and, oh man, I can't wait to tell them about this, or I got this opportunity, I got that opportunity. Nah, depending on who's in that room, sometimes you got to chill because you don't even realize you're telling that opportunity to an opportunist. Just somebody waiting to take another great idea from somebody else, to jump the gun on somebody else. And a lot of times we'll put a target on our own back because some people in that room got the energy of jealousy, envy. So you can't allow your mouth to be bigger than your brain. You got to think before you speak. We be so quick to just regurgitate the first thing that pops in our brain. Something's gonna pop in there no matter what, but just take that quick little pause and then think before you speak. Once you realize who's in the room. And a lot of times it comes down to timing too. A pastor by the name of Dr. Mormon once said, timely words are sometimes more important than the words actually used. The timing in which you say something. So let's take away the fact that you got a great idea or, you got a plan of action or opportunity that you want to display or brag about or talk about or whatever and hope that people be happy for you. Let's just switch gears to the point of, you know, I got an issue with this person. I need to criticize this person. I need to tell them where they went wrong. I need to have a conversation with them. Sometimes you got to read that room before you do that. It's the timing. You know what? I was gonna say this, but now it's not the right time for that. The audience does not require me to say this right now, or it is not the proper or appropriate audience for me to say this right now to this person. I'm the type of person I want to isolate you anyway, because I want to get the real you. If you just be so quick to just walk in a room and just start regurgitating the first thing that pops in your brain without realizing who's in the room or how it might affect that person that you got to have a conversation with, a lot of times that person may feel pressure to be somebody that they're not because you calling them out. They might feel that pressure of like, oh, I gotta show that, you know, I don't care. I gotta show that I'm tough or whatever the case is. When if you isolate them, you catch them by themselves, you gonna get the real them. Cause two things, they won't feel like you putting on the show, and they're not gonna want to put on the show. You gonna get 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get that authentic person. They're gonna be their authentic self. Because now this is mano y mano. This is one on one. I don't want you to get this false energy that ain't the real you. I don't want because you got this crowd in this room, you got this battery in your back now. So we got to think before we speak about any and everything. And sometimes that's easier said than done because you got heat of the moment situations. You got things that might happen on the fly and you just gotta respond right away. Right? So sometimes you might not feel like you have that opportunity to pause for a second and just really think. But when you do, make sure that your mouth is not bigger than your brain. You got to always think. One of my supervisors on the job, he told me one day, he said, you don't ever want to have just pure intentions, but poor tactics. Always be a thinker, man. Always think. Think about how you want to approach each situation before you do it. Now, those that know me know that I've been guilty of just saying what's on my mind. I tend to have no filter at times. But the older I get in life, the more mature I get, the wiser I get. I think before I speak. And a lot of times I still don't have any filter. But I choose when to address certain things depending on the timing, depending on the audience. That's what matters. That'll make a world of difference. My father used to say, never let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. Sometimes you got to just move in silence. Observe, just watch. Make your next move your best move, but don't always be so quick to just tell your business. Be quiet sometime. Be quiet sometime. You be talking too much. Be quiet sometime. Every little thing that happened in your life don't need to go on social media. Sometimes just sit back and just hold that. Hold that. Be a mystery. Be a mystery. A lot of times people are going to be more intrigued by somebody who is a little bit more reserved and who tends to say less than other people because now you're a mystery. Do not let your mouth be bigger than your brain, man. Think before you speak. Know who your audience is. Move with a level of tactics. Be tactical in every situation that you can. That'll make a world of difference, whether you realize it or not. That's all I got for y'all today, man. It's Untalker Today, Unpopular Opinion. I'm your host, Uncle KG, where the opinion may be unpopular, but the conversation is necessary. Thank you for watching. Till next time.